This example installation will quickly familiarize you with the use of the SECVEST. Our example installation. For an office building, we install a small security network consisting of a SECVEST 868 with 4 detectors, a smoke detector, a door contact and 2 PIRs. Office employees Anna and Bernd are being set up as SECVEST users. The users are each given a PIR for their office. For this, 2 partitions are defined, Office 1 and Office 2. The door contact monitors the entrance door, and the smoke detector in the central aisle keeps things safe, 24 hours a day. The defined partitions ensure that Anna can arm just her office, while Bernd can move freely through the rest of the building. And of course, it works the other way round too. If the PIRs in both offices are set so that both partitions are armed, then the door contact at the entrance door is also automatically set. That means that the entire area is secure. The installation can be subdivided into 2 main areas: installing the hardware and programming of the individual components. Installing the hardware. The first question is, where do we install the central alarm system? The system needs a 220-volt mains connection at its installation site. The ideal place to install the system would be near the entrance door. That's the easiest way to check on any status reports that may arise. SECVEST 868. Perfect security for apartments, houses and offices. Remove the 2 screws on the base of the housing. Open the top section and carefully remove the cable connection from the mounting plate. Unused cable inputs are closed by means of the plastic components provided. Snap the upper section of the strain relief out of the base section of the SECVEST. Use the base section as a drilling jig. Using a spirit level, ensure that the SECVEST is installed absolutely level. Install the SECVEST at eye level. Ideally, the mains supply should be behind the SECVEST mounting plate. Connect the mains supply to the SECVEST as follows. Don't forget the strain relief. A piece of advice: if nothing functions despite the voltage, check the main fuse of the SECVEST, located on the mounting plate beside the insulating screw joint. Now, place the 6 storage batteries provided into the wireless arming station of the SECVEST for the emergency power function. Check the correct polarity, as printed in the battery compartment. Attention! Make sure that there is still no mains voltage in the system. Now, hang the upper section onto the mounting plate. Plug the connection cable to the mounting plate back in, then open the central system and screw it shut using the 2 housing screws. Switch on the mains voltage. The SECVEST is ready for programming. Now for the detectors. Anna and Bernd are each going to get a PIR for their offices. The detectors are powered by a built-in battery. An additional supply or mains voltage at the installation site is therefore unnecessary. Installation wireless PIR. The wireless PIR is used to monitor interiors. For this, the detector is mounted on the wall or in a corner. Mount it close to the ceiling and ensure that the detector is the right way up. Attention! Do not mount the detector above radiators, on the floor, too close to power or gas connections, or opposite heat sources or windows. Installation. To use the wall tamper of the detector, open the aperture in the back of the detector housing. Use the rear section of the housing as a drilling jig. Mark the drill holes. Mark the position of the breakthrough on the wall. Drill a hole there and screw in a screw. The screw head should remain roughly 2 mm outside the wall. Now, attach the rear housing cover. Place the battery provided into the detector. Now, mount the detector in such a way that the screw closes the tamper contact. Screw the housing shut. The detector is now mounted. The door contact has to be mounted on the entrance door. Installation: wireless door contact. With the wireless door contact, you can monitor doors and windows. The best installation position is the upper corner of the window or the door. During installation, ensure that the distance between the detector and the magnet does not exceed 10 mm. Installation. For installation, open the housing. Untighten the fastening screw on the circuit board and take out the circuit board. Use the rear section of the housing as a drilling jig. Mark the position of the detector. Fasten the rear of the housing onto the marked location. The rear wall must lie flat to ensure that the wall tamper is closed. Mount the circuit board onto the rear wall of the housing. Insert the batteries, observing the correct polarity. Mount the magnets. Then close the housing after learning. Finally, the smoke detector. Wireless smoke detector. The wireless smoke detector is activated by smoke emission. Smoke detectors are mounted directly onto the ceiling at the center of a room. We recommend one smoke detector per room, and in long corridors, a maximum distance of 8 meters between one detector and the next. When installing, avoid locations with natural smoke or steam emissions, such as kitchens or bathrooms. Do not mount the smoke detector in drafty locations. Installation. With one turn anti-clockwise, unscrew the detector from its base. The detector base is used as a drilling jig. Mount the detector base. Insert the 9-volt battery provided into the detector. Then screw the detector back into its base again. Press the test button to check the alarm function of the detector. The hardware is now in position. Time to start the programming. This comprises definition of the partitions Office 1 and Office 2. Setting up Anna and Bernd as users. Learning in the detector and allocating it to the partitions. Let's start with the partitions. In our example, user Anna is given the partition Office 1. This consists of a PIR and a wireless door contact. User Bernd is given the partition Office 2. This consists of a PIR and the same wireless door contact. In the following, the wireless door contact will be allocated to both partitions. Defining partitions. Set up the partitions as follows. Attention! To carry out this step, you need the installer code and the admin PIN code for the system. Set up partitions as follows. Press the left-hand control key on your SECVEST. Then, enter your installer code on the numeric keypad, followed by the admin PIN code.
You are in installer mode.
Navigate to the Partitions menu using the arrow keys. Then, press the left-hand control key. You can administer 4 partitions. Select a partition with the arrow keys. Then, press the left-hand control key. You can now define the behavior of the partition. We'll change the name. A clear name makes later configuration easier. Navigate to the item Name using the arrow keys. Then, press the left-hand control key. Then press the right-hand control key until the default name has been deleted. You can now use the keypad to enter a new name. The keypad functions like the one on your mobile when you send text messages. If the name is correct, press the left-hand control key. By pressing the right-hand control key several times, you will leave the menu.
Sie haben den
Partitions Office 1 and Office 2 are now defined. For the system to be operational, the SECVEST has to be informed about the presence of the detectors. This procedure is known as learning. To do this to the PIR, proceed as follows. Attention! To carry out this step, you need the installer code and the admin PIN code for the system. We'll begin with the SECVEST. To learn in the detector, press the left-hand control key on the SECVEST once. Then enter your installer code on the numeric keypad, followed by the admin PIN code.
You are in installer mode.
Navigate to the detector menu using the arrow keys. Then press the left-hand control key. Then press the left-hand control key. Using the arrow keys, navigate to the item Automatic Learning, or select a free zone directly. If a zone is already in use, a small detector symbol appears to the right of the name. Select a free zone. Press the left-hand control key and go over to the detector you wish to learn in. Place a battery correctly inside the detector. Trigger the tamper contact on the detector. The SECVEST will recognize the detector from now on. The detector is now ready. Then press the left-hand control key. You will reach the menu Edit Radio Zone. Now navigate using the arrow keys to the item Partitions. Then press the left-hand control key. Here we can allocate the PIR permanently to the various partitions. The first PIR is allocated to the partition Office 1. Change the other three partitions to No. Use the arrow keys to navigate to the partition and press the left-hand control key. Finally, press the right-hand control key twice and add the second PIR. Important! It is allocated to the partition Office 2. The same applies to the wireless door contact. Place the battery correctly into the detector. Press the tamper protection for the front lid and let go several times over. This transmits several wireless messages and the SECVEST recognizes the detector. The detector is ready. Then press the left-hand control key. Go to the menu Edit Radio Zone. Now use the arrow keys to navigate to the item Partitions. Then press the left-hand control key. We will now allocate the wireless opening detector to the partitions Office 1 and Office 2. It can only be set once both Anna and Bernd have set their partitions. Finally, press the right-hand control key. Lastly, the wireless smoke detector. Place the battery inside the detector. Press the test key until the detector has sent a signal to the SECVEST. The detector is ready. A smoke detector is not allocated to any partition. A smoke detector has to be active 24 hours a day, regardless of whether people are in the building or not. So, press the left-hand control key. You'll arrive at the menu Edit Radio Zone. Navigate using the arrow keys to the item Type. Press the left-hand control key. Navigate using the arrow keys to the item Fire. Select this item by pressing the left-hand control key. Then, press the right-hand control key several times until you have left the menu. The partitions are defined and the detector ready. All we need now are the users, Anna and Bernd. Set up users. Attention! For the following programming, as a user you must have administrator rights. We'll begin with the SECVEST. Press the left-hand control key on the SECVEST. Enter your admin PIN code. Navigate using the arrow keys to the menu User. Press the left-hand control key. Using the arrow keys, select Add User. Press the left-hand control key. Press the right-hand control key until the default name has been deleted. Now you can use the keypad to enter a new name. The keypad works the same way as the keyboard on your mobile when you write text messages. If the name is correct, press the left-hand control key. Now determine the type of user. Only a user with administrator rights can administrate the system. If in doubt, select Normal User. Now press the left-hand control key. You can now allocate the individual partitions to the users. Anna should now be allowed to set and unset her partition Office 1. So Yes should only appear after the name Office 1. Change all other partitions to No by navigating to the partitions using the arrow keys and then pressing the left-hand control key. Finally, press the right-hand control key. Use the keypad to give the user a new 4-digit code. For security reasons, you will be asked to enter the same code again. In the following, you will have a chance to learn in any key tags or remote controls for the user. If you want to skip this, press the left-hand control key. With her 4-digit code, Anna can now arm and disarm her partition Office 1. Let's do the same to Bernd now. For him, only the partition Office 2 will be defined. Ready. The system has been mounted, the detector installed and learned in, the partitions have been defined, and the users set up. The system is now operational. To finish off, we'll show you just how quickly you can allocate a key tag to a user. Key tag. Attention! For the following programming, you must have user or administrator rights. The key tag is allocated to a user. We'll begin with the SECVEST. Press the left-hand control key on the SECVEST. Enter your admin PIN code. Navigate using the arrow keys to the menu Users. Press the left-hand control key. Select Edit User with the arrow keys. Then press the left-hand control key. Now navigate to the user for whom the key tag is to be set. Here it's the user Anna. Then press the left-hand control key. Using the arrow keys, go to the menu item Tag. Then press the left-hand control key. A message appears. Present tag to add to panel. Hold the key tag above the left-hand upper section of the central system. As soon as the SECVEST has recognized the key, you will receive confirmation Tag added.